But the issue here is that kind of for this part of the world, at least it came too late, so that we have now, if you kind of, what we have now is a kind of weird paradox of the sector network, the modern Dubai, the old Dubai growth, a crisis which will probably make it impossible to develop this as anticipated, but also which comes too late to actually make the idea of heritage Dubai kind of really viable. So here we have the kind of current conditions. I went there yesterday to simply look and took some pictures that show you the way kind of tragedy of something that could have been saved, but it is actually gone. That will now wait for a new kind of status and a new kind of approach what can happen there. But still, I think it's a very significant moment, and I fervently hope that the crisis will introduce new thinking, and that new thinking will somehow also in Dubai create an awareness of impossibility of the status quo, and also an increasing awareness of some of the better things that were there in Dubai in the early periods of the 70s and the 80s. The elements of crisis are very visible everywhere. Projects that are simply not happening, that are postponed or delayed or camouflaged, not happening in spite of the announcement that all the kind of frenzy of construction seems to have come to a halt. Even entire sites stopped more or less, fewer workers, and the kind of paradox of this hotel that was about to be taken down, for the crisis, even if its destruction is stopped in the middle. So you have a kind of weird aesthetic of half destruction and half preservation, which as a metaphor is perhaps a kind of beautiful articulation of the current moment. So as part of our reading, and I say kind of really that what has fascinated me in Deep Dubai is how dominant our reading is. I mean really the West. Dubai happened, we participated in its construction, we were complicit in its extravagance. We were also the first to denounce its absurdity. And what I fear now is that now that we have declared the end of blame, we will also be the first to tell Dubai not to be itself anymore, to tell Dubai that it's over, and to, in a way, declare prematurely an end to not only an experiment, but also a real cultural change that has been taking place in and underneath all of this, and that still deserves to reach its own conclusions. And I think that this is perhaps a little bit strange to quote Anna Wintour, the editor of Vogue, in this context, as if she's a political thinker, but I think it is nevertheless significant that the New York now promotes to Dubai as the new definition of what cannot happen anymore. And I really encourage everyone here in the room to not give too much belief to this kind of theory, and to actually perhaps continue to explore what to Dubai actually eventually will have to offer us. And here again, what is surprising and what is for me highly alarming is the incredible eagerness with which our media are documenting the end of Dubai, almost as if we need the reassurance of Dubai's demise to maintain our own confidence or to restore some of our own confidence in terms of the crisis we are facing. So there's a whole generation of new urban myths that are kind of generated and promulgated by our media, of which perhaps the most famous one is the cars, the expensive cars left behind with the keys still in the ignition at Dubai's International Airport by expats on their way out. Most of the cars four-wheel drive, so London and a few Mercedes have keys left in the ignition. So if you need the car, just go there and take your paper. So the whole thing, and this is perhaps another way in which we can simply not tolerate the experimentation that is Dubai or that is the Middle East. What we do here, we compare the future of Dubai to the future, for instance, London and American economic system. What we say is that Dubai will never reach the high real estate prices that it achieved in 2008. Well, we have a fair expectation to pick up again. And so I think there's every reason to be highly suspicious with this commission. I want to simply end the presentation with a number of signs that I found very noticeable in the kind of recent month. Signs that perhaps are naive and that are not necessarily very intellectual on every case, but nevertheless very emphatically signs of new forms of communication, both among inside the Arab world about the Arab issues, and also in terms of communication between the Arab world and the outside. These are communication booths that are organized in shopping centers to meet an Emirati. Highly naive, of course, but still a very emphatic way of putting the idea of communication on the agenda. This is another, for me, very interesting way in which this environment is beginning to function, namely as a kind of secure place for the display. Dubai is becoming increasingly an attraction for the children of mixed marriages that kind of somehow are not at home anymore in the fatherlands of any of their parents, that only here can find real authentic basis. That is of course the kind of sign of an United Emirates Pavilion at the Biennial, so first signs of kind of integration perhaps, or at least collaboration between the different Emirates.